Hi friends, today we're going to continue looking at angles of polygons, specifically solving equations to find angles, both interior angles and exterior angles. Our standard is the same. You've used properties of polygons to define them, classify them, solve problems, and logically justify results. Recall, for interior angles, the sum is 180 times n minus 2. And each individual angle is 180 times n minus 2 divided by n. You should have those on your note sheet. So let's look here. The first thing we want to do is find the sum. So the sum of all of the angles, we have 5 angles, so we'll do 180 times 5 minus 2. And that gives us 540 degrees. So I know all of these together is 540 degrees, which means I know that 85 plus 103 plus 121 plus 68 plus x is 540. If I add these numbers together, I get 377. So 377 plus x is 540, and then solving for x, we'll take away 377 from both sides, and I'll get that x is 163 degrees. Do not forget the degree symbol. You can always check your answer by adding all these up and making sure that you get 540. Let's look at another one. We have another pentagon here. So we know that the sum is 540. If I add all these up, 92 plus 125 plus 91 plus 4x take away 8 plus 3x take away 5, we get 540. If I combine like terms and add up my numbers, that would end up giving me 295. And then combining like terms with my x's, 4x and 3x is 7x. So 295 plus 7x is 540. And then solving for x here, I'm going to take 295 from both sides. And 7x is 245. And dividing by 7, we will get x is 35 degrees. So get another one. It says, what are the measures of the interior angles of the pentagon shown below? So we need to find x, and then we need to plug it back in to find the measure of each angle. Well, it's a pentagon, so I know that adds up to 540. So if I add all these together, 3x plus 4 plus 7x take away 3 plus 6x plus 12 plus this means it's 90 degrees. So plus 90 plus 6x take away 3. All those added together gives us 540. Combining like terms, I'll start with my x's. 3x, 7x, 6x, and 6x is 22x. And then my constants, we have 4, take away 3, plus 12, plus 90, take away 3, and that gives us 100. So 22x plus 100 is 540. Solving this then, I'll take 100 from both sides, and I get 22x is 440. And then finally, dividing by 22, I'll get that x is 20 degrees. But they're not just asking us to find x, they're asking us to find each angle. So for each of these, I'm going to plug in 20 for x. 3 times 20 is 60. plus 4 is 64, so that's 64 degrees. 7 times 20 is 140. Take away 3 is 137 degrees. 6 times 20 is 120, plus 12 is 132 degrees. We already know that bottom right angle is 90. And then this one, 6 times 20 is 120, take away 3 is 117 degrees. And of course, you can check your answer. If we added all those up, we should get 540. All right, the measure of each interior angle of a regular 100 is 3x plus 26.4. What is the value of x? Well, first, let's find the value of the whole thing. It's a 100 gon. So I'm going to do 180 times 100, take away 2. And that tells me that the sum is 17,640 degrees. It's a regular 100 gon. So now I can say each angle, remember you can only do this if it's regular. We take our sum and divide by the number of angles, so divided by 100. That would mean each angle is 176.4 degrees. So now I can say 3x plus 26.4 equals 176.4. And then solve for x. So I'm going to take 26.4 from both sides. And I'll get 3x is 150. And dividing by 3, we'll get x is 50 degrees. Your other option for this one, I'm not going to work it out, but I'll show you another equation you could have written. We have 100 angles that are each 3x plus 26.4. And that would be 17,640. So you could also solve this red equation, and you would still get x equals 50. That one just takes a few more steps. All right. Another interior. The measure of one interior angle of a regular polygon is 120 degrees. What type of polygon is this? Well, this one I suppose you could guess and check and plug in numbers for n into your individual angle formula, which is 180 times n take away 2 divided by n. So you could just plug different numbers in for n until you find 120, or we can actually solve this mathematically. So I can set that equal to 120. Now I need to solve for n here. I'm going to start by multiplying both sides by n. So my left side then just becomes 180 times n take away 2 equals 120n. Now I need to get rid of my parentheses by distributing. So that becomes 180n take away 360 equals 120n. And if I take away 180n from each side, I'll end up with negative 360 equals negative 60n. And dividing by negative 60, I would get n is 6. So if it has 6 sides, it is a hexagon. All right, one more with interior angles. The school zone traffic signs outside school buildings have 3 right angles. Remember, right angles are 90 degrees. So 90, 90, and then this is 90. And 2 angles that are congruent. That means they're the same. So these 2 angles are the same. Find the measure of the other 2 angles. Well, in math, if we don't know something, we call it x. So we're going to call those both x degrees. It's a pentagon, so we know it adds to 540. So 90, 90, 90, and x add to 540. Combining like terms here, 90 plus 90 plus 90 is 270, plus 2x is 540. Taking 270 from both sides, I'll get 2x is 270. And dividing by 2, I would get x is 135 degrees. So those other two angles are 135 degrees each. All right, exterior angles, again, remember they add up to 360 always. So let's look here. Here they're telling me angle 1 and angle 3 are the same. So I'm just going to put those both yellow. They're telling me angle 1 is equal to 3x, which means angle 3 then is also equal to 3x. They're telling me angle 2 is 2x. They're not telling me anything about angle 4 and angle 5, but the thing is, if we have a right angle here, then we also have a right angle here. So angle 4 and angle 5 are both 90 degrees. I know all these have to add to 360. So 90 plus 90 plus 3x plus 2x plus 3x is 360. Combining like terms here, 90 and 90 is 180. 3x and 2x and 3x is 8x. So 180 plus 8x is 360. Take 180 from both sides, and I'll get 8x is 180. Dividing by 8, we get x is 22.5. They're not just asking for x, they're asking for the measure of all of these angles. So now I have to plug x in. So the measure of angle 1, 3 times x is 3 times 22.5, which is 67.5 degrees. Measure of angle 2 is 2 times x, so 2 times 22.5 is 45 degrees. They told us that 1 and 3 are the same, so measure of angle 3 is also 67.5 degrees. And then we said measure of angle 4 and 5 are both 90 degrees. All right. One more exterior. This one's a little crazy. So it says angles 1, 3, 4, and 6 are the same. 1, 3, 4, and 6. And it's telling me 2 and 5 are the same. And it's telling me angle 3 is the measure of angle 2 plus 30. What is the measure of angle 4? Whew, all right. So we're going to call the measure of angle 2 x, which means the measure of angle 5 is x. They're saying angle 3 is angle 2 plus 30. So angle 3 then is x plus 30. That means all of these green angles are x plus 30 because we said they're all the same. All right, and I know all those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 together have to give me 360. So I have x plus 30. I'm starting at angle 1 and going around here. Plus x plus 30 plus x plus 30 plus x plus x plus 30 is 360. If you look here, I have angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, and angle 6. Now combining our like terms, we have 6x's plus 120 equals 360. Taking 120 from both sides, we get 6x is 240. And dividing by 6, we'll get x is 40 degrees. Let's go back and answer the question here. They want to know what is angle 4. Well, angle 4 is x plus 30. So 40 plus 30, which is 70 degrees. All right, friends, that's all I have for you today. Have a good day.